Have you ever wondered if the success you're chasing is quietly burning you out? In this episode, Valérie Demont shares what happened after experiencing two major burnouts before the age of 30. We talk about the pressure many high achieving women carry, why constant effort is not sustainable, and how learning to slow down, listen to your body, and trust your intuition can completely change how you lead and live. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Welcome to Career Growth for Working Women. If you're feeling tired in a way rest alone won't fix, or successful on paper but unsure what's next, you're not broken. You're not alone. I'm Shannon, a promotion and compensation coach, and this space is about helping women grow their careers with clarity, confidence, and sustainability, not pressure or hustle. Take a breath, settle in, and let's talk about what's really going on beneath the surface. Hello and welcome to the show. My guest today is Valérie Demont, and her story begins in a place many high achieving women quietly recognize. Before the age of 30, Valérie experienced two major burnouts. From the outside, she was the high performing performer doing everything right, working hard, checking the boxes, proving her value, and following the traditional path to success. But internally, something felt increasingly misaligned. Those early experiences, combined with personal challenges, including IVF and the loss of her father, pushed her to begin questioning a belief many high performing achievers carry that success must come from constant effort, pressure, and proving. Today, Valérie writes, speaks, and mentors around a different perspective on leadership and success, one that focuses on presence, clarity, and sustainable ways of creating impact rather than that constant overdoing. Valérie, welcome. I am so glad to have you here with us today.
Thank you for having me, Shannon.
Okay, you experienced two burnouts before the age of 30. When you look back, what were some of those early signals or signs that you had that this wasn't going to be sustainable?
Um, um, Contraction in my body, upper belly, just here on the sternum between my solar plexus and my heart, first thing. Then I was not sleeping very well, always up around 2 and 3 in the morning, writing some ideas and the thing I have to show to the board the next morning and stuff like that. So I was really, really not, I was very anxious.
Yeah.
Always, my hands were wet. I was spending really too much money on shoes and bags.
Hey, wait, I like to
Just
do
to,
that.
I like to, but I realized that it was just
Yeah,
to feel something inside me that was
right,
not sustainable because,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, totally. I understand that. So many high achieving women, they feel like they're rewarded for pushing really hard and doing more at work. And when do you feel like that actually hurts them and that's a mindset shift that they may need to change instead of thinking that they have to be like superwoman at work and even at home?
Oh my God. That's the question all of my clients are asking. And yeah, they need, at a point, there is a point in their life when they realize it's not them. Either it's when the first child is born, or when they get married, or divorced, or sometimes it's around menopause, or those huge
Yeah.
shifts in life that, yes,
Yeah.
happened and make them
Right.
realize they are not at the right place. Or sometimes it's some illness or the loss of people, and because otherwise it's like they are, the frog boiling and just
Yes.
not feeling that it's really get hotter, and at one point they will not, yeah, they will
Yeah.
die because they don't realize it's hotter.
Right.
So yeah.
Yes. Yes. So you talk about presence versus pressure, like living, you want to be in more being present. So how does that look for these working women?
um, they are thinking really less, they have less thoughts because when they are under pressure, this constant, inner critics and ego or whoever it is here somewhere
Yes.
is constantly coming back, and at one point they are here within their body, they feel stronger too
Mhm.
and more confident. And so that they allow themselves not to act, not to answer, not to think. And it's okay. And they feel safe being, slower for 30 seconds or 2 minutes, because
Right.
they just feel calmer inside. And it comes with inner security at one point or inner safety. I don't know exactly the difference, but between safety and security in English, but yes.
Yes, I agree. I think sometimes just taking those just a minute for ourselves, like just stopping and being like, hold on, let's
Yes.
just be, let's just be.
Exactly.
Let's just be for a second. We don't have to react. We don't have to think. Let's just be.
Yes, and it's more a permission slip than we give ourselves than
Yes.
you know waiting the permission from whoever. So if we don't, it's the same. If you want to take care of your family, your children, your housekeeping, and your job and your career and so on, you have to take care of yourself first
Right.
because otherwise it's not sustainable for sure.
Right.
So, yes, so
And I think we
take,
forget as women, a lot of times we forget that we have to take care of ourselves because if we're not taking care of ourselves, we can't take care of all the other people and show up 100 like as our best selves, I guess.
yes, exactly. And the
Yeah.
world, our children, our partner needs the best self version of ourselves. And we deserve to be
Yes.
first of all, we deserve to be our best version.
Right.
Let's put us first.
Yes, exactly. And that's hard, but it's very doable. And it doesn't have to be big, I don't think. Sometimes just taking a 10 or 15-minute walk outside for me can just refresh me enough. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, let me go get an hour and a half long massage. No, I love to do that every long once in a while too. But for me, even just 10, 15 minutes outside in the sun, it's great.
Absolutely. But if you are, in between two meetings and working in a company and far from home, not remote,
Right.
maybe 30 seconds or 2 minutes in the toilet doing some breath work
Yes,
silently
yes.
just on yourself is okay. And it's
Yes.
enough. Even behind the computer before sending an email and it's okay. Just take three deep breaths and
Yes.
everything will shift.
Right. I
Of
love that.
course, 3 minutes is better, and walk outside as well for your body. But we can't and always do that. And the other thing is that if you want to be really present, you don't have to overperform your health as well. So because otherwise it's really too hard on your shoulders.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Not a
So,
competition. So yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about burnout for a minute. I mean, obviously, you've experienced it. I know that the listeners in some form have experienced burnout or they're dealing with burnout. So, what would you advise for them that maybe so that they don't get into these major setbacks from just being so utterly burnt out? Like, what advice would you give to them now?
Yes, that may sound easy to say, because yeah, when you are into it, you don't see that you are in facing a burnout or you will reach it at one point. But when you don't feel like doing stuff,
Mhm.
listen to this feeling. It's a gut feeling or a contraction in your body or this inner voice. I don't feel like I
Right.
can. It smells bad or things like that. Listen to that first of all, and then once again, it's easy to say. Take some time for yourself, just
Yeah.
alone. Put yourself first, but yes, I hope you don't reach the point where you are in between, because at that point when you are not far from burnout, uh, it will be too hard to stop.
Okay, so what would you tell the woman listening that says, "Okay, I hear you. I hear you, Valerie. Thank you for that taking time for myself, but I don't want to look less than to my boss. Like I can't handle it. And if I do that, I might be less competitive. Maybe I'm not I might be overlooked for something." What would you say to her?
Your responsibility. What is the most important stuff in your life?
Yeah.
Because if at one point you burn out, you're not here anymore for your team, your boss, or whoever.
Hmm.
So you'd better take care of yourself and be transparent, even if you feel vulnerable with your boss.
Okay, so that all of that kind of leads into the intuition and decision making that you've talked about. And so part of that would be also them having to get in touch with like reconnecting with their instincts and reconnecting with themselves and not just relying on their logic, their head, correct? I mean,
Yes, absolutely. Because the body is speaking with this contraction or with goosebumps or chills. Contraction is bad signs, and
yeah.
goosebumps and stuff like that are good signs, even maybe probably butterfly in the heart and stuff like that.
Hmm.
um, your body knows, and each time you feel the pressure to act like right now because you can't wait, it's not your intuition. Intuition is very patient. It has time because it knows it's right.
Right.
So it can wait. It's patient. It's more like, and it will keep come back, but um, in a softer way, with different way to yes, synchronicities or different ways to show up in your life, so that you realize that you aren't on the right path, on the right track. And the once again, the best way to have some place, make some space for your intuition to show up, is to slow down a little bit,
Right.
even in the toilets for 3 minutes,
Yeah. Yeah.
or for a walk, or through a long, deep breath for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And yes, and listening to your intuition is the best gift you can do to the world and to yourself.
I love that. I love that. So as you look back on your whole journey, what surprised you most about redefining success?
Oh my God, I will, all this money stuff and success around money, external signs of success. I will banish it if I can. I will banish it for the world, because it destroys a lot of stuff. In the best stuff of the life journey is destroyed with that. But we need money, obviously, to live. Yeah.
Right. Right.
But I will. It's more my success. I call it peaceful success. It's more
Mm.
like satisfaction, and I can feel here in my rib cage, in my heart center, that I feel whole, complete, satisfied. It's not excitement or pride, or it's just I'm satisfied. I'm happy today. I had this session with clients. I'm so happy for them, and stuff like that. That's really little things, and not, I'm currently, I have my book launch, so I'm
Mm.
not looking at the traditional KPIs and
Right.
number of views and reviews and sales and stuff like that. I just rely on it's beautiful. I'm so happy to leave this book launch, and that's
Yeah.
okay, you know.
It's almost gratitude for everything.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Because gratitude is good energy, the best way
Yeah.
to feel, to have good vibes and spread those vibes. And yes, I'm absolutely, clear about how much money I need each
Mm,
month. But
right.
why do I need to put pressure on myself every single day to get this money?
Right. Right. Money does not define success. I love that because I agree with that. Like, I look around and I'm just like, I have a place that keeps me warm and safe. And I have my kids are upstairs because we homeschool. My husband works from like, I'm around the people that make me happy. And every day I wake up in gratitude of that. And so to me, I have a very successful life, whether I have $1 in my checking account, $1,000, like wherever it is, like I'm happy and in gratitude of what I have. And so I love that because that to
Of
me is true
course.
success.
Absolutely. And that should be true success. I don't want you no, I don't know why we have to compare, compete, and have more than our neighbor. We don't care actually. We don't really care.
Yeah.
And what I have to say to your listeners is that several years ago, I wanted to prove that I can be a woman, a mom, an entrepreneur, a wife, and so on and so on. And I wanted to prove to my father that I can have it all, and be
Right.
very successful as an entrepreneur. And I did my best income year, my best results the year after he died. So I had no
Wow.
one to tell that I was successful based on his criteria and not mine. And
Right.
so what was left,
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's powerful. That's very powerful. Well, where's the best place for my listeners to connect with you?
It depends. If you want some content, you can follow me on Substack, demontvalerie.substack.com, or on my English website, valeriedemont.ch/en for English. And yes, traditional social media, but a lot of content is in French. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So as we wrap up today, I love to leave the listeners with an action item or a mindset shift that they can make today. So what is a small step you would challenge these women listening to make this week?
Um, I would like you, before any action, and probably before sending an email, it's easier. So before your next email, take 3 deep breaths and then feel in your body, is it the right moment to send it, or can I afford to wait an hour or maybe one day? And just, to feel inside yourself what is the right answer and listen to this answer. And if you need to calibrate that, I have a fluid living kit on my book's website. You can, yes, borrow it if you want, because it's an easy calibration practice to do before action when we are overwhelmed. But yeah,
I love that. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
it's a pleasure. Thanks for you.
Before you go, I want you to know this. You don't have to figure out your next move alone. If you're feeling stuck, under-recognized, or unsure what's realistically possible in your current role, I offer promotion strategy calls where we walk through your goals, your role, and what makes the most sense for you next. No pressure, just clarity. You can book that call through the link in the description. And if this episode resonated, would you share it with another woman who might need it right now? Leaving a review also helps this show reach more women who are ready for real career growth. I'll see you next time.